Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome if you are new and this is the first time seeing my face. I'm so excited you are here. Welcome to my journey, this path of spirituality and life and change and everything in between. Welcome if you have been to my channel. Thank you for sticking around and being here. It means the world to me, and it really elevates this channel so more eyes can view it. So thank you so much for showing up for me and for yourself today. Welcome. So in my last video, I touched on a lot of different things about death and rebirthing into something new and greater within yourself. I know radical change and growth and healing can be very overwhelming and disorienting and just a lot to take on. We know that this journey is deep and sometimes it can be really difficult, but let me tell you, it is so liberating in the end when you get to ground and actualize deeper parts of yourself, your truth. And that healing in this journey can be so beautiful when you've learned to really integrate and feel your feelings, like I teach so much on this channel. Healing is feeling through your emotions. That is the deepest part of this journey in spirituality. I know for me, I'm sure you've heard in other videos where I can deeply try to control and intellectualize my emotions, but we know that's not where it's going to end up. That's not where your healing is going to be. It is feeling through those emotions that are surfacing. So yeah, welcome to another day on my path. Like as you can see behind me, we are moving again. Yeah, bags, boxes, we're moving. So with everything medically that's happening with my sister, it is in her best interest to move back to our home state of Texas. So we will be moving at the end of August. We are out of here in less than 3 weeks. So this was a fast decision and a fast move. But it came at a really good time. You know, our lease is up in mid-September. So, you know, it just really worked out for the best for both of us. I have no desire to be here in Oregon. So me going with her is just the best move for me. Be closer to family, to be close to the familiar, help her integrate her change, and to really navigate how I am going to move through this world and my life and all of that. So as of recently, just to give you a little note on like what I've been navigating in my life is through a friend's recommendation, just to earn money, I started doing dog sitting, and I hopped on Rover, and I've been watching dogs and walking dogs, and it's been kind of healing in its own way to not only create my own schedule, but to make some extra income, to help myself, help my sister in this whole process. So it's been really good to earn money again and kind of get back into a schedule, and just feel kind of a part of things again. I know that I've been navigating a lot of healing and a lot of change and a lot of just death and rebirth. The last year has been, well, I would say the last like 6 months have been really intense. I've been moving through really, really low lows and some highs, but I feel like I'm really coming to a head of what this healing process is to me now. As I've spoken in last videos, I have been going through a deep death, and this is what I've realized is the death of my identity and how I've shown up in the world up until now. It's a death of things that felt very important to me, do not feel important to me. Different things that I used to do and navigate through the world just don't feel in alignment anymore. I've spoken in previous videos about different spiritual modalities that aren't working, different ways of moving through the world just aren't working for me anymore. And when you've been moving in a certain way down your healing path and you're coming to head of just the connection not being there, it not being in alignment, you're not gaining that grounded empowerment anymore through these modalities, it is really disorienting. And going through an identity shift or an ego death can be very disorienting. I've spoken in last videos about this as well. This is a death of yourself, and we're going to go through many of these in our life. I think one of the ones that's so deeply televised and taught is like the midlife crisis, right? That's a midlife checkpoint of things not working out at a certain age. You've been pushing and navigating through life, forcing and hustling, and your body and your soul comes to a point where it's like, I can't push anymore in this direction that doesn't feel authentic or real for me. So I think that's what a midlife crisis is. It's like, I think this explosion of awareness and spirituality and oneness and all these beautiful things is amazing, we go on this path, and then we start to realize the deaths and rebirths happen more often. But I think that's just one that I feel like a lot of midlifers go through, right? We go through this, because I'm 41, I'll be 42 this year in a few months, and I'm navigating this death and rebirth of who I am. Okay, it's beautiful, but I also am going through this stage of like numbness and not having that grounded clarity just yet, or that creative nudge just yet, because I feel like a lot of us are like this very, I need to know the path, I need to understand the path, I need to control the path. But this is about allowing yourself to be in the space and energy that is going to be of your highest good, right? Maybe just realizing, like for me, I'm realizing that maybe I don't need clarity right now. Maybe I don't need this creative explosion to happen right now. Maybe just existing and walking dogs and going on meditative walks and sitting in deeper states of silence are going to be more liberating for me in this moment than trying to push and figure out. And I need to control, why I feel this way. Sometimes you don't need to understand like why you're moving through emotions. You just need to feel them, and you need to sit with them. And maybe self-inquiry, which I've talked about, is going to help kind of push those, emotions to the surface. Like, I'm feeling this way. Where is it in my body? Is this true? Like, these are those self-inquiry questions we ask ourselves to help navigate through this wad of emotion that comes up sometimes. Just a story for you on how it showed up for me. I've been starting to get back on the mat and start doing Pilates since, like my injuries that I've had with, my arm and my slip rib, accident that took over almost 4 months to heal, by the way. That was awful. But I was on the mat again, and even with my arm still in a bit of pain, I'm still trying to rehab that and, figure out what feels comfortable for me in terms of movement. But planking and side planking just are very difficult for me to do. I don't feel as strong. And so I was trying to navigate doing this class, and I realized I'm just not strong. I am not strong enough to do these exercises, and that pulled up a lot of emotion for me, because moving my body has been a way of navigating my healing. Moving my body is just so deeply important to me. It always has been. And in that moment, I just felt like I'm aging and I'm falling apart and I'm old, and you start to move through these emotions you're not used to. You think you're still really young and limber, and it's weird being in your early 40s when things start to really shift, especially like 39 to 45 for women who are watching. This is going to be those years. I feel like every year I get more and more different within my body, my skin, my hair. You're navigating a lot of deep interchange, whether it's hormonal, aging, post menopause, all that stuff, like all the menopause stuff. Your body's changing, and just getting to this acceptance of aging, of changing, and instead of accepting I couldn't do that move, I got so emotional and so sad, and I just felt this sense of like, I'm broken and I'm old, and all these floods of emotions started surfacing for me, and I've had to sit with that. I've had to sit with the unmotivation, the having no creativity or nudge to do anything in the world right now because so much is needing to break down, right? This is about a breaking down of these false identities of being young and limber and beautiful and skin tight and, all these things that are changing for me. And me realizing that a lot of my worth is wrapped into my external view of myself, and there's so much more to me than this external view, okay? There's more to me than how I look on the outside. This is about your energy, your compassion, your place in the world, your advocacy, just the way that you push through this world in a positive way. And this is about your energy, essentially. Because when someone is really sitting in their authentic energy, that radiates like through you, right? It's beautiful, because I see women aging and I'm like, wow, she is stunning, she is beautiful, oh my God, like how beautiful is she, and why can't I look at myself in those ways, right? Why can't I see the beauty of my own self and my own energy, right? So things like that is surfacing. It's in those moments where you're nudged to look a bit deeper into something, it's surfacing for a reason, energy, of course, energy in motion. It's cheesy, but it's so true. Your energy, when it surfaces, it's motion. It's coming to the surface to be felt through, to be in the awareness of, there's no fixing and trying to figure out, and where is this coming from? Why do I feel this way? You don't need to know. You don't need to know. You just need to be truly present with yourself. Feel through that emotion. Just let it be there. If you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like just sitting in the numbness, do it. My only note would be to try not to disassociate away from it, whether it's binge watching Netflix or scrolling through social media, or pushing too far into the logical side of needing to figure out why you feel the way that you do. It's just, you do. And as humans, we're supposed to feel the spectrum of what it feels like to be here on earth, right? The deep sadness, the loneliness, the fatigue, the anger. That's another emotion that's been coming up so much, and that's just masked grief and sadness, really. To me, it's resentful grief, right? You're so angry that they don't see me, And when you're angry that someone doesn't see you, it's because you're not seeing yourself, okay? Clearly. When someone can't see you, it's because you're not seeing yourself, okay? The minute you know who you are and you're staring yourself in your eyes and you know authentically who you are, others will see that too, okay? This is something I've had to really work on, because as a child, like, my voice was very much squashed. Like, I had my needs met. I grew up in a beautiful home. I had food. I went to great schools, but emotionally I wasn't met in a lot of ways. My emotions didn't matter, okay? I just had to kind of, I learned through, therapy and, navigating this path that I disassociated quite a bit down my path. So I've had to navigate that, and I've had to come back home to, your emotions are valid, okay? Whatever emotion it is, it doesn't matter. If you're rageful and angry, which most women should be right now, there's a lot of that in our ancestry, okay? Be angry, okay? in a safe way. Scream in a pillow, right? I did some Kundalini yoga last night, and there was a couple kriyas because I was, it was a kriya for clearing the glands of the system, you know, and she was working on a couple kriyas with anger, and you just get that fire moving through your body, get that anger out in a really positive way, and let it move through you, whether it's through fire, through breath, through, you know, burning, you know, creating that heat in the core of your body, getting that energy up and out in a good way, right? So yeah, that's kind of where I've been navigating right now. It's this identity death, letting that integrate, because it's going to take time. Clarity doesn't need to be there. Creativity doesn't need to be there yet. Realizing, I think collectively, it's like in my life, but I feel like people around me are collectively moving through this unknown energy of what is going to happen in the future, like what is happening in my life, right? And just allowing it to just be there, allow what is surfacing right now to be there fully. So there's one practice I want to leave you with. It's something that I'm going to do as well. I am in this with you, okay? I'm going to challenge myself, and I challenge you as well, to set a timer for 1 hour. I know that feels like a lifetime, but I want you to sit in a quiet space for 1 hour. No phone, no TV, no music, no mantras, no Hertz music. I really challenge you to sit in silence for 1 hour a day. Sit with yourself for 1 hour a day, and do it for 1 week. Okay, just a week. We'll touch base in a week and we'll talk about it, because I'm going to do the same. But this is that practice of stillness within that I'm really pushing you guys to do, and I'm going to do this with you. So really allowing yourself to be present with whatever comes up, whether you start to fidget, why am I doing this? This is stupid. I'm just sitting here. My mind won't shut up. That's fine. Let your mind just wander and go crazy. Actually, that's good. Like, let it pump itself out. Let the monkey mind just really let it do what it's gonna do, and just be the observer of what's happening. Just observe where you see your mind go, and just allow yourself to be there anyways. It's gonna get so uncomfortable, I can tell you. But just let's do this together. Let's really navigate this 1 hour of stillness, this space. And journal, maybe just if it feels in alignment. I might do this as well. Actually, I probably will. But journal afterwards, like what came up. Did I feel resistance? Did I go through, this is stupid, or why am I doing this? Like, write down those like nagging thoughts that come up, and maybe through the week, maybe see how it changes and how it evolves to, oh, I was really able to sit for like 20 solid minutes pretty still. Like, that's cool. And just see how this kind of navigates for you. Okay? Amazing. I will do this with you, and we will talk about it next week, and we will work through it. But thank you guys for showing up for yourself, for your well-being, for your expansion. This is why we're here, to expand and ground into these newer aspects of ourselves and this journey. This is so exciting. You know, it can be really hard, but keep going to that place of that growth and expansion that will inevitably happen. The clarity will come, the creativity will come, okay, when it's needed, when it has that space to surface, and it has the space, the safety. That's the word I was looking for. When it has the safety, okay? Thank you guys so much for showing up for me, for yourselves, for this channel. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much. It helps elevate this channel so that other people can see it. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next week on another video. Bye.